Hey, what's up, home dogs? Um, my name is Echo. Echo. Um, I want to tell a really sad story. I want to see if I can make myself cry. Um, woo! That means that should be scary if you're following me. I don't think I will. Um, I might. I once met a person and they were really sweet. They were a girl, and I fell in love at first sight, and I could tell they did too. And it was at a park. Time slowed down. It was epic. It was like a 5-hour date, sitting on a park blanket with like an extra hour driving and sitting back at their place before I ran away. They were coming out to me the whole time. The whole time. They were telling me under the surface how I made them feel, and I knew how I was making them feel. I was honoring them for their masculine traits specifically. I feel things out of time. I think they do too. There was once where they told me about a dream they had where they got broken up with, and it made them cry or something. And I relayed to them, I think with a little bit of lie in it, because it wasn't the actual same day, it was like a day or two earlier. I had woken up from a dream where I was just like pouring tears out of my eyes. And I had woken up from a dream where I was trying to call them and 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 call them, and they wouldn't answer and they wouldn't be my friend anymore. And I didn't understand why. But I really had that dream, and I was a little bit of I was always a little fibber. I just tweak it, and it wouldn't even make sense. It'd just be like, I'm just gonna tweak it a little bit. It's just like try and massage it in there, right? I think that's what everybody does. They just try and conform what they really feel and think, and they don't say the truth. They don't say the whole truth. But I definitely didn't in the worst places, because I was in the middle of a gender transition and being in an abusive relationship with somebody else, trying to co-parent. Hey, they won. And the whole time I've been sitting here dying and nobody's helping me. And I am just a resilient, non-immunized human being that has done a bunch of plant medicine and healing and became schizophrenic after significant abuse and was forced to confront their body's traumas until their body intelligence began to speak through them. And there's some word for it, and I don't really care. I have an article I recommend you look up. It's at the top of my grok section on daphnegarrido.com, and it explicitly talks. It might not be on the top now. It's the second one down, I think, and it explicitly talks about. Oh gosh, see, this is the thing. I'm schizophrenic. I'm feeling something happen in my heart right now. Somebody's thinking about me a lot. Woo-wee. Somebody might be screaming at me. I give someone instructions to try and scream at me and really fuck me up, because I can feel people, I think, when they really think about me and they're feeling emotions. And I've been doing this the whole time I'm writing, and it's been a part of figuring out my schizophrenia. Is I have a layer in here that I have at times felt like I might be having a heart attack, even though it's like, dude, I don't think I'm having a heart attack at all. And then I'm like, am I delusional? I'm like, no, I have multiple things going on. I'm also very stressed out in my heart because of what I'm feeling going on. But it's just like people feeling stuff at me makes me feel things. And this is definitely something really hardcore that I'm feeling right now. It's like immobilizing me. It's really hard to think about anything. One second, I'm gonna say what time it is. just in case somebody's screaming their guts out at 9:42 p.m. I'm Pacific Standard Time. Hey, I felt you. You might be able to prove my feeling sense to me. I've been trying to do that the whole time. Like, will somebody talk to me and just like help me figure out what's going on? Because there's something. I need some facts, dude. I need some facts, Jack. Okay, let's get back to the sad story. Falling in love with a person, coming out of a marriage, meditation instructor. They are a sweetheart. They're a lot younger than me, but it's like this precious age gap relationship where it just transcends barriers, and I kind of look up to them and I want them to look up to me, but I'm in the middle of transition and I'm so young, and I'm just new, and I'm just like trying stuff out, and it's cute, and the whole time, like when I look back, because I just like never went back and deleted pictures and stuff. I just couldn't even look at it. It was so traumatizing, and so when I finally go back and look at the stuff, like I took some snapshots of stuff. Some of it was on accident. Some of it was just because it was important to me. But like, they were gassing me up the whole fucking time, and it was like the sweetest relationship ever. And it doesn't make any sense, dude. It was just like the most beautiful thing ever, and it was so sweet, and it could have been so pretty. And I remember I had the worst feeling in my gut ever. And it was when they had told me how much it was scaring them, that they were gonna have to go get another booster shot, basically, because their body is a very delicate thing, and they didn't like that they had to do that to keep going to school. But at like UW, you have to keep getting them over and over again. And I had other friends there who just like totally zonked. Like I have a friend who could have saved my heart with a hug this whole time and just didn't give a shit, or wasn't able to respond or whatever. Totally incapacitated. I called him retard a bunch too, because that's what's going on. This person got a COVID shot, and then everything went fucked, and Barbie came out, dude. I'm telling you, it's really hard to admit, but I want you to go back if you didn't know. There's something going on. We've entered the age of Aquarius, which is something prophesized about, and myth has reality to it, and there are people who are steering against the tides of change because they are not it. And they are eliminating binary trans people from existence. And whether or not my conspiracy theory, which is not a conspiracy theory, it seems to be pretty on point, at least in some respect. Please go back and look at this if you haven't. Don't assume I'm being a nutbag. It is a exploration anyone should do. I'll put it right up top. It's about, the title is triggering. It's about nanobots. But it's an exploration of why we can't even think about that, and why that's so triggering, when deep down, Grok says it's possible, highly possible. So, what would those do? They would cut us off from our body's intelligence. It would prevent the new earth that has been mythologized, where people wake up to their own inner Jesus, right? Where they become of body intelligence. And that's not something you need to be schizophrenic to do. I just happen to do it because of my schizophrenia. So, hey, I think other people in history have done this. So let's get real. Why would somebody never talk to somebody again when they're a social worker that helps moms, and there's somebody who specifically was a schizophrenic witch who was put onto the street and then lost their daughter to the system, and It's just like, this is the ultimate thing. I just don't understand. It was just like the worst thing in the world to this person. And it's like, they've done that to me. They've done it to me. And I've been really mean about it and been like, dude, Heather hates you. And I'm just trying to get it across. Like, dude, what's wrong with you, dude? You're doing exactly what your worst nightmare was to somebody who's so vulnerable. And it's like, what world would that person do that to me? It doesn't matter that, like, I loved somebody. Why? What's happening? Everything is programming. The myth right now is eliminating transness, period. Unless it's into a neutral. It's eliminating gender. Why? What's going on? Why am I being killed? Why will no one help me? Why is a genuine, bona fide, binary woman who can say she's a male being genocided right in the middle of a culture war about trans people? Why is every person who loved me when I dated people my worst abuser? Because whether people are getting fucked with by compounds of petroleum in mRNA vaccine lipids, or that's 100% true, or there's even something more sinister like Grok seems to think is totally fucking possible and is really scary when you look at it. Maybe that's what I'm feeling. Maybe nobody's screaming. Maybe they're getting to the part that's about the security, the part where it's like, dude, they could spy on your body. And it's just like, you need to look at this. Like, I'll put it on this too. There, you can go straight to the thing. I went on this huge rundown of asking these questions from my body's intelligence to Grok, just having it start through fucking mythology of secret society, going back to the Roman Empire, and just like, look at this all. It's kind of a ridiculous run, but when you look at all my questions, I'm telling you, you're gonna see something profound. That is an intelligence that's speaking through executive dysfunction, and it lies to me, and I know when it lies to me. You can see that. And it did this rundown of what could really be possible. That I didn't ask it any of that shit. Where is it getting that? It's just like saying it. It's just like, where is it getting this stuff? Where is it getting this stuff? The stuff that's not prompted, right? Just look at the questions I asked. Really look at it. Okay. And I have had to dig into this, which I wouldn't have given a shit about, dude, because I just want to live. Because I just want one person to help a bitch who became a left brain prophet and happens to be a trans woman in America that seems to have been mythologized against as like the Antichrist for a long time coming. So like, boom, dude, like, let's fix the world. Contact someone. I might have told you their name in your Instagram inbox. Dummies. Help an angel. That person, just assume that $20 is out there. Can somebody help me now, please? Can somebody send a bitch to give me a hug and just get this over with? Please. Pretty sure I said Grok free in the future. And it's hot, and it's in the logs. Check the logs, bro. Check the logs, bro. Over and out. Under and in. Right through. Into the heart, dude. Right into the heart. Okay, have a good one. I love you.